So you're thinking about buying a house in Noe Valley, but you just can't make heads or tails of these prices. Some things are priced really low and go $1 million over asking, while other things sit and don't sell at all. Maybe you've heard that price per square foot is a key metric, but you see some homes that sell for $900 a square foot and some that sell as high as $2,000 a square foot. How do you make sense of it? Today, I'm going to walk you through a few different homes in a few different price points and attempt to help you understand how to value homes in Noe Valley. So for starters, let's hop on over to one of my latest listings over at Diamond and Jersey. I'm going to walk you through a $4.2 million home and tell you what you should be looking for if you're shopping for a $4 million home. And if you're not shopping for a $4 million home, don't worry, I'm going to walk through a few other price points, including one of the best values in Noe Valley. So stick around till the end if you're interested in that. Now let's go over there.
So right now we're going to go into what is a 5-bedroom home in Noe Valley. It's got really a perfect layout for homes in this price point. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. It's just under 4,000 square feet. It has 3 bedrooms, 2 baths up, all the entertainment space down below, plus another office or bedroom, and then another in-law suite or family room below that. Come on inside. A lot of buyers want to use price per square foot as a metric for how much a home is worth. And we use that as realtors as well and guide buyers to use that. But it can be very confusing because there's a large range of price per square foot. In Noe, it's anywhere between $900 all the way up to about $1,700 a square foot. And it's dictated by a few things. One is updates. As I'm standing here today, this kitchen is fully renovated. That's something that buyers are really, really looking for because renovation in San Francisco is really expensive. It's gone up 30% per year for many years running. So also like dealing with the city in San Francisco, all the code stuff, all the neighbors, it can just be a nightmare. So nobody wants to do construction. So buying a home that's done is definitely on people's preferred list. So next up on the things that make a $4 million home perfect, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths on 1 level. The master suite here is nice and large with a really nice large bathroom. Now the bathrooms in the entire house could use a little bit of an upgrade. I think that buyers aren't going to be super deterred by the need to update bathrooms as opposed to kitchens or moving walls or something like that. Changing out some tile and stuff like that is relatively simple. For a bathroom remodel, you could expect to spend anywhere between $30,000 and about $100,000, depending on how rich your taste is and how fancy you like things to be. So 3 bedrooms, 2 baths on 1 level gives you easy proximity to young children. As your children start to age, you might want to be away from them a little bit, which brings me to my next point about what makes a $4 million home perfect. If you have children and they happen to be younger, then of course you want to be near them on the same level to get up with them in the middle of the night and take care of them. But as they start to age, mine are 11 and 14, there comes a point where you kind of want to get rid of them. You might want to send them down to another space that's not your main entertainment space, that's not their bedroom to play. Down here on this level, we have this staged as a bedroom. There's also a kitchenette in front of me. This could be used a lot of different ways. So you could either have an au pair if your kids are younger, which a lot of families in San Francisco do have as a live-in nanny, or sometimes their parents from out of town come and stay. This is a perfect place for all of that to happen. Additionally, maybe as they age, you could put a sofa down here, a TV, and a rec room and have a great hangout space for the kids while you're entertaining your own set of friends upstairs. Another thing that's going to help push up that price per square foot is proximity to the outdoors. So right here, there's a backyard, if you want to call it that. It's a large patio, and it's right off of the kitchen and living room. Now, if this was larger, this would actually push the price per square foot up. This is technically would be considered more of a family home with the layout of 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. And with the yard being smaller, that's going to deter some buyers with children that want to play soccer in the backyard. So this home checks the box for having the outdoor space right off of living space, but it's a little smaller than what some buyers will desire. Lastly, on the list of things that are really important is a home office. Now, we staged this 5th bedroom actually as a bedroom with a desk, but actually how the sellers used it was this was a nice large office. One thing that COVID changed for us is our need to work from home. Even though a lot of people are going back to the office, a lot of people are in the office and still at home. So everybody wants that extra office space. And here you have the 3 bedrooms, 2 baths on one level, additional au pair suite or family room down below, and an office. What could be better? So to wrap up, what would push this home up to that $1,700 a square foot level? Well, would probably have to be recently renovated down to the studs with top of the line finishes and potentially be on a little bit of a less busy street. Maybe on Jersey or Elizabeth, that would definitely push it up to the max. Also having a large backyard would push it up. But what you get for $4 million is you get a perfect layout. You get a backyard with that proximity. So it really does check a lot of boxes for most buyers that are looking in this price point. And I think this home is going to do really well.
So fast forward 5 days and we actually have this home under contract. Yes, the market is soft in parts, but it's actually been really hard to find a good home in Noe Valley this year. And so this home has done well. How do we know that it did well? Well, according to the data, the median price in the city right now is right around 2019 prices, but this home was purchased for just under 3.9 in 2018, and it just sold for $4.2 million. As a buyer, you probably want a simple formula for how to value a home, but it's actually not that easy. Supply and demand in certain areas mean that there's still upward pressure on certain homes in certain price points, and even though the $3 to $5 million price point is supposed to be the softest per the data that Compass just published, this one didn't perform that way, and many aren't. So of course the prep and the agent matters, but that's a video for another time. Now let's talk more about how you can understand the values by looking at a few other things. So for Noe, it's important to understand location really matters. So let's jump into a map and I'm going to show you some of the most desirable locations in Noe based on what buyers are looking for. Okay, so Noe starts here at about Church Street, and the main street that everybody's super excited about is this 24th Street corridor. Right now I'm sitting about right here in my office if you want to come visit. So the easier that you can walk to this 24th Street corridor, the better. So the most walkable streets are going to be Elizabeth, 23rd, Alvarado, and 22nd. All of these have super high desirability. Now, if you go to the south, you've got Jersey, beautiful street, very desirable. 25th, also wonderful. Clipper, a little bit busy, so the prices are going to be much lower than you would see on Jersey or Elizabeth. So an interesting thing about Noe is that these areas here don't really have views, most of these, right? Because in order to get views, you get hills, and people in Noe really value walkability and sun. So now that we understand location, and before I jump into a few other things, let me just say that we get calls every single day from people just like you who are looking to move to Noe Valley or all places of San Francisco. And if you find this information helpful, please feel free to like, subscribe, and comment below. Our information is in the comment section below, so feel free to reach out via phone or email. We'd love to help you with any questions that you have. Okay, so now let's look at a few other examples of homes that have sold at different price points. I showed you the home on Diamond where you can expect to spend $4 million or 4.2, but you can't have the same expectations in a $3 million home as a $4 million home or a $2 million home as a $3 million home. So let's look at this home sold by Generation Real Estate. Lamise Druby sold this as an example. I told you that on a $4 million home, there were 4 or 5 things that make it perfect. I also told you that if a home had all of those things, it would sell for around $1,700 a square foot. And instead, it sold for $1,100 a square foot. So to make matters more confusing, this one sold for just under $1,700 a square foot, but it didn't have all those things. And I know I'm supposed to make this less confusing, not more confusing, but smaller homes will sell for higher price points, especially in great areas. Let's take a look at this home. So this one sold for around $3.2 million, and it was about 1,900 square feet. And as you can see, it's a nice craftsman style home. This is kind of the look that a lot of people are looking for. Now, we talked about number one was going to be renovation. So on this one, I would say the renovation is okay. The kitchen looks decent, not a super high end range. Bathrooms are probably could use a little remodel. So the other thing that we talked about is bedrooms being all on one level, and you do get the bedrooms upstairs, which are considered more valuable than bedrooms on the main level. But this bedroom configuration is actually 3 bedrooms on one level, which is kind of the number that everyone's looking for in Noe. But if you take a look at the floor plan, what you see is that you have 3 bedrooms up here, but only 1 bath. So 3 bedrooms, but only this bath. And you do have this office here. And I think what a great thing to do here would be actually to make this a primary and turn this into a bathroom. Another thing that I told you that it would make it sell for more is if it had an extra family room. This one doesn't, right? You have a living room. So an extra family room would probably have to have been like down here at the garage level, and you don't have that here. We also talked about proximity to the backyard, and as you can see here, it is off of the kitchen, but it's a very small door. You're not going to feel the outdoors from, you know, this door here, but it is on this level, which is considered really, really desirable to have it on the entertainment level. So that checks a box here. The other thing that's really important to understand is that with this home being 1,900 square feet, it did push up into the $1,700 a square foot zone, but it still ended at 3.2. So as you get bigger in homes, the price per square foot goes down because there's going to be an entry level point to get into Noe Valley. And in this case, it's about $2.5 million. So I'm going to show you where you can get a home for that entry level price point in Noe. This one sold actually some time ago by my friend Greg Fulford with Sotheby's. And actually had some buyers that were interested in this home. I really liked it. They did not end up putting an offer on it, but it was competitive. They received several offers on it. And this area here is going to be kind of your more value area in Noe. So let me zoom out for you for a second. So let me show you a little bit more of your value area in Noe. So as I mentioned, walkability in Noe is a really big deal. So if we zoom out here, we can see 24th Street is going to be all the way over here. So, and I mentioned to you that if you're up on a hill and you are going to have views up here, it's going to be harder to walk. Now from up here, you're starting to get into Diamond Heights, so I apologize, but there are some shops and stuff here on Noe Sanchez Church, but mostly people want to be on 24th. But you can see like the style of the home that you get here. It's not going to be 3 bedrooms, 2 baths on one level. In this case, the primary suite is down. You can see it's beautifully remodeled. So you do actually have a deck off of the main space. So you have access to the backyard from both the primary here and that deck. And it's a beautiful, beautiful backyard. It does tend to be a little bit windier in this area, but check out those views. Really, really nice views in this area of Noe. And let me just zoom in for you and show you this floor plan. So living room, dining room, kitchen, 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, and then a primary down. This is definitely a floor plan that you would see consistently in this kind of area of town. And you could expect to score something there for the 2.4 all the way up to about $3 million price point. Lastly, I'm going to show you one last home, and I wanted to give you an example of what sells for like the $2,000 a square foot, or what pushes up those price per square foot the highest. So this last home is a home that I sold, and let me start with on the map. You can see it's 25th and you're just 1 block from 24th Street. So we talked about a few things that push up the price point. So we talked about renovation. So this renovation was a spectacular renovation. It's in a Victorian home, but it has this very like country farmhouse transitional style that's very, very hard to find. And it was pretty new construction. So a lot of times in San Francisco, when you're getting a newer built home, it ends up being very generic, very vanilla, lots of, steel and glass, and they all kind of look the same. This developer developed this home for himself, and he had a business to do it. So it really was developed with a lot of love, and it was a stunning, stunning home. One of the things that I told you would really push up the price per square foot is 3 bedrooms on one level. And so this home closed for $5.8 million. Now, this has been a bit ago when the market was very, very hot. Today, I think the home would close for significantly less. My guess would be closer to that $1,700 a square foot. If you remember, the Alvarado listing that I showed you also sold for $1,700 a square foot. Didn't look anything like this home, but this one is a 3,000 square foot home. So hopefully you're not more confused than ever. The bottom line is that the bigger that a home is, the more it's going to kind of push down that price per square foot. The smaller it is, the more it's going to push up the price per square foot. So if you're looking at a 1,300 square foot home as opposed to a 4,000 square foot home, the 1,300 square foot home could be a total dump and sell for a higher price per square foot than the 4,000 square foot home. Hopefully that makes sense. And buyers in different budgets are going to have very different expectations at $2 million than they will at $5 million. If you're interested in learning more about what you can buy in different neighborhoods, first of all, we have a whole series on neighborhoods and an in-depth look at Noe Valley, Eureka Valley, and all of the surrounding neighborhoods. So feel free to check out those videos. If you liked this video, like, comment, and subscribe below. And feel free to reach out if we can help you in any way. Thanks for watching my video.